Hi everyone, Miss Schlarman here today, and today we're going to talk about this cake, and it's a sculpture, and it's using cylinder, and a lot of people don't realize, but a cake artist is an artist, and they're very detailed, and they can come up with all the different kinds of designs, and they're so cool. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you in fast motion, then I'm going to slow it down and talk to you about some key points, but we're going to be working with cylinders and learning about cake artists. Let's get to it. Art is all around us. There are tons of people that are artists, and you might not even realize they're artists. For example, cake design, fabulous artistic design. It's just edible sculpture. Now, they're looking at the same things all artists look at. They're looking at line, shape, value, form, texture, space, all those balance, keep it symmetrical, think about placement, alignment. And when you're coming up with your design, be creative, but also think what goes together well. They can be whimsical designs like this one. It doesn't have to be just pattern and repetition, but just remember, you can't go wrong with pattern and repetition because it makes everything aesthetically pleasing. Now look at this. This is fast motion. I'm creating those cylinders, which is just a long rectangle, and then I am putting them together. I'm doing a 3-tiered cake, and I planned out my idea before I got started. That's probably what you want to do first, so you have a rough idea. And work with the materials you have. If you have just white paper, then you're going to probably plan on using markers or crayons to make it even more. Or maybe you're going to do like a cutout with lace. It's totally up to you how you create it. If you have scrapped colored paper, use that. You could put the icing on the top with the colored part. When I get done here, I'm going to slow it down and show you how to actually glue it all on and how to make that circle create the top. Notice I'm using other pieces to add into it. Be resourceful, be creative. Think about what your theme is and what your design is and how you want it to look. This is a sculpture, and this is a real profession that people are creating every day and making things aesthetically pleasing and beautiful. All right, let's get started. When making your cylinder, you have to be very patient. Okay, so here I have a long rectangle, and I fold it, and it turns into a cylinder. Okay, when using any glue, whether you use just the white glue or if you use a glue stick, when you hold it, you need to be patient and you need to count probably to about 10 to really make it stick. Okay, so white glue or glue stick should work, but either one you have to be patient with and you really need to hold it out. When you're watching my fast video, you're seeing it in time lapse, so it's completely different than reality. Make sure you are holding that down and then there. One trick I like to use if I'm like really impatient is masking tape. You can't use Scotch tape, okay? Scotch tape just makes it look sloppy and it will rip your project. But one of the things you can do is put the glue on and then use this to kind of hold it for a while. And then when it's dry, you can take it off. Kind of works like a little Band-Aid to get it going. Now, when you're starting to do the top of it, okay, first you want to basically trace the size of your circle. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my icing that's coming around off of my cake. You got to be careful where you're at there. Okay. And the pencil part is going to be on the inside. So when I do this, I'm going to come in and I'm going to just basically do that wiggly line and cut around it. Once again, it's so important to be patient. When you're doing this project, that gluing, you're just sitting there holding it for a while. So just do not expect it to like all the way come together. When you're holding glue onto another piece of paper, hold it and slowly count to 10. Don't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's not going to work. Now, after you did this, this is when I would suggest putting a design on it, whether it be polka dots, zigzags, whatever you want, okay? Then, on this side, notice this is where my pencil is. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna cut the insides up to the circle. The reason why you're doing that is so that when you bend it, it will bend and it will fold over and it will slightly overlap the other one so that you can glue it and hold it down. Otherwise, you're working with a flat piece of paper. So remember, you're being a sculpture artist right now, and you are manipulating this paper to do what you want it to do. So now see where those cuts are? This will go over it and allow it to bend. So these will go, just keep bending around the circle. You don't have to have wavy lines. I mean, you could do this with straight lines. That would be, I mean, like just tab. You can make this design coming off whatever you want it to be. And let's say you don't want to show it. So if you didn't even want to have it overlapping, you can glue it on the inside, you know, and you could have it all one color. You can use colored paper. You know, part of this working from home and creating is using what you have and just kind of thinking of the idea that we're working with cylinders and all of this. Now, once again, glue stick or the Elmer's white glue, you're gonna put it on there, put it on. I like to, the white glue, I have a tendency, it doesn't dry as fast. So like when you're trying to go around all of these and waiting on that glue, the Elmer's is a little more patient with you sometimes. Now, you're gonna take it, put them on over the outside of your cylinder, okay? And then put one hand on the inside, okay? And then one on the outside. Sometimes it's easier to like hold it, put it down on the table, and then carefully like pinch it. And then as you go around, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move on to the next two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Move on to the next. So you can see how when you're doing this, you really need to be patient, okay? Look at that. Okay, so imagine now, put it in fast motion. Also be careful if you are using water-based markers and you color first, it could bleed right there where the glue is. So you wanna think about your craftsmanship and be careful with it. Take your time, go slow, make it look good. Decide on a theme first to help you really secure your idea.